I celebrate you for watching this video. Sincerely speaking, I'm not taking it for granted. And we are going to have a unique program today. It's going to be fun all through because I have young people around me.
Hi, what's up? How you doing? I'm Ene and I'm royal. You should remember that about me. I belong to a tribe called Judah, so I'm royal.
And so we welcome you to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a comment. We are going to be looking at some issues related to young people. You can be part. Just send your own to us through comments. All what I'm saying is that just go to comments and be part of this show. God bless you. Okay, now we are going to talk about why young people want to go into dating and what do they even have? Why do they have attraction? Why do we have attraction? And when we have, and I know you call the attraction crush. Why do we crush? Crush. Okay, we're going to be looking at that and how to manage all of this. So I'm going to start from my right, and it's going to be sharing with us probably experience or our own opinion about all of this. Okay, let's hear from you, Ene.
Okay, actually, young people generally they have they experience pressure.
Okay, experiencing pressure, or meaning that they don't want to do it themselves probably because my friend is doing it, let me also do it.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, and some young people have this low self-esteem.
Oh, yeah. That's another key.
So like they see dating, like some people use dating to boost their self-esteem. So like
okay.
Let me explain. Like for example now, there are so many young, especially I went to government secondary school where we see different type of people coming from different backgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see like in a class, the class is always divided into groups, and for you to belong to the group, to like belong to a group, you have to, there are like some things, like maybe a standard you have to meet, and dating is one of like the standard. You have to be in a relationship. If not, they'll see you as a small girl, like you don't know anything, SU, JJC, something like that.
So I'm going to pick a lot of things for one, and I said, like some people don't want to go into dating, but they do so just because of their friends. And not only that, because of, okay, is that what we call peer pressure?
Yeah, really, that can be called peer pressure, because peer pressure in the real sense is doing what others are doing against your own will.
Okay.
If you are being pressured to do a particular thing and you know it's not up to your standard, but just to feel among, just to be called among a particular group, so you just
okay, like what I said.
Yeah, so just let me just do it, though it is against my standard or against the person's standard, but because my people are doing it, so I will just let me not stand as the odd one there. Let me just, so I won't be called maybe JJC or a Jew.
Old school.
Yeah, so
something like that.
So the people just engage in activities that they won't do on a normal day, but because they see their friends or peers doing it, they also want to get involved in it.
Okay, and I also pick another thing for one, and I said, like, okay, you want to belong to a particular group, you have to do what they do, which is against your will, like Osi said. Oh, okay, and there's another thing, and I said that's so key. So people have low self-esteem. What is low self-esteem? When you believe, when you have a wrong opinion or negative opinion about your own person, your ability, your weaknesses and all of that, you just have wrong opinion or negative opinion about yourself, and you're looking for things to measure up that will make people to see that, oh, you too, you are part of them. But the main thing that you're suffering from internally is because you feel you are not adequate. So you are suffering from low self-esteem. You want to use dating or relationship as a way out or to cover up. Okay, let me now turn to Osi. Your own opinion, as in, what do you think young people want to date, or why did they have crush in the first place? Or let's talk about why did they want to date first?
Okay, I would like to start from crush. Having a crush is very normal. It's normal to have. And what's crush? When you're feeling attracted to a particular person. But where it becomes bad is what you do when you're having that feeling.
Okay.
So having a crush is normal. It's normal to have a crush. But how do you act on a crush? So having a crush, it's just like you see somebody and you're liking the person. But what do you now do with the likeness? Some people will go as far as, because the truth about crush is that after a while, if nothing is done about it, it dies off. But if you act on the crush,
Okay, it means if I don't, if I'm having a, for instance, now someone, a feeling of attraction and all of that, and if I don't act on it, after a while,
it dies off.
Okay.
Because it's just a mere feeling.
okay,
It's a mere feeling. But some people, it might linger. But if it's not been acted upon for a while, it dies off. But once you act upon it, the truth is that once you take one step, it takes you to the other step. If you are having a crush on someone and you take this step, okay, because I'm having this crush, this feeling, I can't do without the person, and you go as far as talking to the person, the response of the person might be favorable, and it will be like to you as a green light to proceed.
oh, that's true.
And once you proceed, after a while, maybe when you start seeing the other part of the person, you start so this person is like this, and it now show that what you had at first was not love, was crush, which might be likened onto lust.
Okay.
So once you have this crush, some people want to take it further by dating. And what do people even date for? What do we date for? Like Ernest said, you want to date to feel among. The truth is that if you're dating is a responsibility.
Okay.
Once you're dating somebody, you're responsible for that person. It will demand your time, your resources, financially, even emotionally. That is why we see all around people, you see teenagers after dating for a while, they say, I don't love the person again. It's not true. It's because they cannot meet up with the standard. They cannot meet up with the demands.
It could even be demand to do something I don't plan to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Like I remember a young girl she was in Jesus student, and then her friend just told her, this person is interested in you. Can you? And say, no, I don't want to. What is wrong with you? Say yes now. And she said yes. And after saying yes, they will wait after school, and then the boy now went further. Can you prove to me that you love me? And what is the proof? Kiss me. And she went back to her friend. This one is saying kiss me. It's like you to kiss now. You see, that's demand from that relationship. Kissing and waiting behind after school and hugging and do all of that. Even when every other person has gone home. So you might not, have the, what is it called? Is it the strength to cope with the demands?
Yes.
And demand, if you want to respond to the demands too, it can actually hurt you.
Yes, it will tell on you greatly. Because it will tell on your, if you're a student, it will tell on your studies, it will tell on your relationship with other people. Because once you're dating, all your attention will focus on this person.
Okay, that's true.
You won't be able to make no friends, because once you are moving closer to the person start getting jealous. Hope you're not, because every of your move becomes suspicious.
Even what about the relationship with the family member? Because I remember then she started telling lies. Why did you stay? Why are you coming this late? No, we're having math class. And one thing will lead to another thing, and before you know what is happening, you begin to do wrong thing all together. Okay, I think we were talking about something before.
You were talking about dating, they were now going to crush.
Okay, crush and meeting up with the demands. Okay, that's what brought us here. Okay, so what other thing can we say about maybe the cause of going to relationship or crush? Let's just look at it together.
You know, as young people, we have our dreams in front of us. We have so many aspirations, so many things that we want to achieve. And one thing that dating does is, once you're dating, you no longer have your own vision. What you're trying to pursue now is the vision of the two of you, how to live well, how to...
No, I don't think that is only done in marriage. Is it like that in dating?
What we have now,
Wow.
what we have now, even on campus, what we have now is not just, you see people dating and they start living together.
Yes.
They cohabit. And once you start living with this person, you no longer have a vision of yours. You're trying to pursue, you're trying to make sure that you're pleasing this person. I would like to bring back, but Paul said something. He said, he will advise you not to get married, but once you're married, you're no longer pleasing God. You are trying to please whoever you're married to. The same thing with dating that is not supposed to be. If you're dating somebody as a teenager, and you know your focus is to study and you're dating, you're trying to please the person. Everything you're doing will be to please the person.
Okay, probably because of the bond.
Yes, because
Okay.
you're trying to, everything you're doing will be to please. If there's a decision you want to make, for instance, if you apply for a scholarship and you're given the scholarship to study outside the country, and the person says, so you mean because you love
break
me,
my heart.
and you're breaking my heart, you want to leave me.
So you want to leave me?
So
out?
because of that, now you might want to consider, okay, let me stay back because I love this person.
Cannot do without this person.
Exactly.
Okay, I think what I pick from there is that the moment I say yes to you, then I begin to think about you.
That's
I
it.
begin to think about me. So if I want to take any decision, I will think about that person. And that might not be too good because and that might not be too good because you are still growing.
Yes.
You're still growing. You are not at that stage. You are not ready spiritually, financially,
No
physically. Yeah. Your brain, you know, I've said it on this channel sometimes ago, that the brain of teenager is a particular part is still growing, and then that's the part where they take decisions. So it's not yet balanced. You could just take a decision that will harm you. So, okay, now if there's this desire, I don't know, this feeling that just comes up, how will I manage it? Because you know, like Osi said, it's natural, it's normal. As we grow up, we are going to experience that feeling of attraction that we know as crush today. Now if I'm because me too, I've had crush severally. If we are now having such crush, what do we do? Should I stay for my name? What do we do? Can you share with us? Have you experienced that? And what did you do?
Okay, like he said the other time, he said that this feeling, they don't last. It's just for a short while, and if you don't do anything about it, it's wrong. For me, like most of the time when I have crush on people, like I always talk about it like openly.
Okay, to your friends or
Like,
to people who are
Maybe people
older?
around.
Okay, maybe it's your siblings.
Yes, and I say, I see that boy, and it's fine, no. But like,
Just
when I like let it out, somehow I don't feel that way again. And I remember one time I had a crush on a particular boy. So I was telling this older friend of mine, like, this boy is fine, but like, we started talking. And I remember Shina said, let me go and see the boy. She was now pointing out all the negative part of the boy. She was like, you just like it's too black. Just like you understand. Just like when he opens his mouth to talk, like what comes out from his mouth. But because of the feeling I was having that time, I was now like looking at all the bad part of the boy. Like I feel like that's like talking to her at that moment
was helpful.
Yes, because it made me realize that okay, I'm just focusing on this good aspect of this boy. Like
It's just the feeling that was driving you at that particular time. And that's what we need to know about crush. Sometimes you are just blinded by the feelings. That's what they say, love blinds. It's not just like that, it's just the feeling that blinds to me. True, to say the truth, we know that love covers multitude of faults. But then these feelings of attraction is not the same thing as love. Though when you love someone, you still have this feeling of attraction. But it's not only that in itself, the feeling itself is just love. So because it can just cover a lot of things and you will not know. So many people have got married like that too. And it's later they say, so you're like this. So you're like this and all of that. Okay, so that is what I picked from what Ene said. And she said something that is also important too. That speak about it. Like someone said, I had a saying before now. The saying is that if you expose your crush, it will not crush you. So when you keep your crush, it will keep on crushing you in the corner because crush is enjoyed in a private place. in the comfort of, when you are just alone, when nobody is there, and this feeling just keep on coming. And when you are doing something that is important, it takes your attention away from it. Maybe you reading, just close your book and just enjoy the feelings for a while. Okay, so like Ene has given us one solution, talk to someone about it. And we add that you can also talk to a mature person if it gets to that level. If it is level you can handle, you can handle it. If you know that it's getting to you can talk to a mature person. I know many times you wrote to your friends for counsel, but your friends may tell you, do something to show that you love the person. And you can, it's normal, not like that. But if you talk to young people, people who are more mature than you, they can actually help you out. And you talking about it alone, sometimes you may not even need anything. The feelings will just disappear. Okay, let me turn to OC. Maybe you would like to share with us too his experience while growing up and his opinion and how he thinks you can handle it.
Yeah, when I was growing up, and I'm still growing anyway, I had so many crushes. One mistake I think I made then was acting on the crush. Because I went further, started talking, then after a while, I started feeling irritated by the person. I started feeling just what the person would do before, and you will applaud and say, well, this is what the feeling. Exactly, but at a point, I was like, is it that I didn't see all these things? And it got to a point that breaking easily was not easy anymore. You know, when you're starting a thing at the beginning, it's easy to break, but when you've gone further in it will be difficult to break from it. But I summoned the courage, though it was not funny. The person started start calling you names. So you broke my heart, you're not faithful. But the truth is that the feeling that was there before was actually crushed, and I built on it, and I felt it was love. But after a while, I discovered that this is not love. It was just a mere attraction then. So one way by which you can just break yourself free, like I said before, if you're having a crush on a person, don't nurse it.
Okay.
Don't start nursing it. I say, in your privacy, this person. Don't start nursing. Just forget about the feeling. Occupy your mind with something else. If you're having a crush and it's always occupying your mind, take something. Is there a novel, a godly novel? Yeah, distract yourself from it. And after a while, just that feeling starts fizzling out. But if you now start building on it, which I did and made mistake, it's at a point I just what led to all these ones now? Just because of a mere feeling that I could have just ignored, and it will have fizzled away. Yes.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I pick a lot of things from what OC said. For instance, now you start responding to your crush, and you now begin to discover a lot of things. And you begin to blame yourself. Why did I do this? Why did I go into this? If I had known. That means if you just ignore, like he said, the thing will just freeze you away. At the point in time. Do you know that? Okay, before I go to what I wanted to say, I remember this story in the Bible, the story of Amnon and what's his name? Tamar, who felt he was in love, and then went to meet his friend, and I was saying, rape and the moment that was done, you know what happened? The hatred he had for her was greater than the love. So this happens a lot. When some have gone to a certain stage, they have done what they are not supposed to do before they realize all of this, and then it is such a broken heart and all of that. So another thing I want to say about crush, I wanted to say before, is that do you know that it can be unrealistic sometimes? Do some people have crush on celebrities?
Very true.
That they have not seen.
Celebrity crush.
And they get a celebrity crush because I have several numbers of crush, different type of crush. And then it's not even realistic. You know, some people have crush on married. Some students have crush on their teachers. Why some teachers have crush? They say we don't.
Crush on other people.
Yes, all of that. I think crush is not something you should respond to, so I don't put you into trouble. I think we've learned one or two ways by which we can actually control their feelings. Talk to someone about it, expose your crush. Uh, don't respond
to it.
to it. What other things can we tell young people watching us right now?
Yeah, I think what is actually affecting us more is we spend most of our time on social media reading unrealistic stories, reading things that are not helping matters. You know, on social media, you can just say that I did this and I got this result. For instance, maybe in terms of business now, in terms of relationship now. Say maybe just see a person I saw and I talked to her and that was all, and we are having a blissful marriage, and we young people want to how we and want to nobody will actually tell you the deep secret of what they pass through. They just tell you the fairy tales and you feel it is
The part is interesting.
so we should learn how to reduce the way we believe social media. Some of us will just watch that and we believe that is real life. That is not the real life. The real life is actually what we are living now, and this is what we are passing through now. So we should not depend so much on what we read and what we hear on social media and think if we apply it to our lives it just work automatically. No, it doesn't work that way. We should try and be realistic. This is what we are living now. This is what it entails. This is what we need to do now. And if we do this and follow principles, we should be principled people. As young ones, we should have principles. We should have set standards. You know, when you don't have a standard, you fall for anything. But once you have a principle and you have a standard, you know that this is not where I'm supposed to be. The feelings are there, they won't disappear. Being a young person doesn't mean, or being focused doesn't mean the feeling will disappear. No. It means once the feeling comes, you have a way of dislodging it. You have what you use to replace it. That is what makes, that's what I think we can.
Okay, I want to pick two things from what OC said. Number one is that we should be careful of the gates that enter into our hearts. What you watch, what you listen to. And another thing, be a person of yourself. It should not be that whatever somebody does, that's what you want to do. You see something on social media, that's what you want to do. I see that as a sign of low self-esteem. If you have self-esteem, if you have high self-esteem, you make your own decision. From what Osi said, and I believe what he's saying is that make your decision and stand on your decision. I am not mature enough for dating. Even if I'm mature enough, I don't want to date now because I have other things to focus on. When it's the right time, I will go into that. That's your decision. So that anybody to come around and say, what's wrong with you? Yeah, let's do it now, and blah, blah. Or your own body self, your feelings put you into trouble. You can always, stand and believe in your own decisions, I think. So, and do you still have anything to add for me?
I just want to say that as young people, we should always remember that we can only be young once. Like, for example, I can only be 16 years old once. Once upon a time I was 16 years old, I cannot go back and say that, maybe like after 3 years now, I cannot go back and say that I'm 16 years old. This year, I'm celebrating my 16 years old baby. When I'm already done 16 years. So this young age is a time for us to explore ourselves, realize our vision, chase our dreams. Like, you can't be chasing your dream when you're already old. Like, I'm not saying that you can't chase dream when you're old, but it's always better and easier when you are young.
Okay, that point you mentioned, I really want to understand. Okay, young people should pursue their dreams. Like, what do you mean? What type of dream for young people, for teenagers? What are you trying to say?
Career.
Okay, career. Okay, focus on education. Okay, discover who you are.
Yes. This young age is the time for you to discover your purpose and stuff.
Okay.
And what's about relationship? Like, if you don't discover your purpose before you enter a relationship, and then maybe God help you, you now later discover your purpose when you're in a relationship. You now realize that, okay, like, you're not supposed to be with this type of person. But if you have discovered your purpose before then, you'll have already, like,
you know the kind of patience you're going to follow.
Yes.
Okay, in fact, it's likely you don't even have time for all of that.
Exactly.
As an example of a lot of people, young people focus on career. I remember somebody, a young girl like that, like play. Do you know that she was just focused on tech? When she was done with secondary school, tech, and today, you cannot believe how far she has even grown. on tech issue. You see on Facebook tech, on CRD tech. To the extent that in fact, she had a scholarship to study abroad. She didn't have time for relationship. It was just tech. She was able to, you know, she was able to get opportunity to, how am I going to put it? To collaborate with some other group, Guinea Africa. You just see her everywhere. Today, as I'm talking to you now, she had a scholarship to study abroad, and she's there now. And when she told me, I was like, wow, just like that. And I saw her activities on social media, just tech, girls tech, all different things. And then that is, but if she has started a relationship, she may not even discover that. Do you know, I've seen young people who, even at their tender age, release their own songs.
Yes.
Some even write their books. All of that, doing amazing things.
It would not be possible if they were in a relationship.
A relationship may not be possible because you'll be engrossed, the relationship distracted. So I pick that for what Ernest said. It is time to discover yourself. It is time to do something good for yourself. Okay, I think we are through for today. All right, so I want to say bye for now. Don't forget to click on
the like button,
okay,
subscribe, share with your friends. These are information that are timely, so don't forget to share.
God bless you. Bye for now.